Hey guys, Jordan here from Tech Today, and if you've ever been wondering whether it's either a good idea to build or buy a pre-built PC, this video is here to show you all the advantages and disadvantages of each route. So, let's get to it. So first, starting off with the pre-built computers, such as the Dells, HPs, and Lenovos, this area consists of a lot of bang for your buck, in the lower end budgets in particular. For example, you can never really build a PC that would perform as well as one from one of the larger companies out there for about under $300. And just to show you that this is the case, this Lenovo Idea Center 300 that I just found is retailing for about $330. And for that price, you're getting an Intel Core i3, 8GB of DDR4 RAM, and a 1TB hard drive. And the closest I could get to that, including a copy of Windows 10, totaled to right about $410, which is $80 more than the pre-built option. So in terms of value, if you happen to have a smaller budget, a computer that you can go and pick up at your local Best Buy would tend to be a better buy than building one. But one of the major reasons why it's oftentimes less expensive to buy a pre-built computer at the lower end budgets is simply because large PC manufacturers can get a significant volume discount when purchasing Windows licenses. And unfortunately, if you plan on building a PC at any budget, you typically are going to have to purchase some version of Windows unless you plan on going with Linux in order to get your PC up and running. And that means an added cost of about $100 that you may have not initially anticipated for. So now moving on to the warranties that you'll be finding on a pre-built PC as opposed to a custom PC, there are actually some significant differences that could ultimately be the deciding factor for some people that aren't that tech savvy. So when looking at your average Dell PC, for example, you may find a 5-year warranty covering all the computer's components. But when building a custom PC, you still have a warranty, actually I should say warranties, because you won't have one single warranty. You may have 8, since each of your individual components will have one. So if you ever happen to have any sort of issue and you happen to be going the custom route, you'll have to self-diagnose the problem on your own and send back that respective component to the manufacturer if it's beyond your control. And this is definitely frustrating, and I know this because I've actually RMA'd my motherboard before, and it definitely isn't fun. Now it's obviously quicker to just go to the store and buy a computer, but it ultimately doesn't take that long to build one yourself. But what can be time consuming is the troubleshooting aspect. And since you're pretty much on your own for that one, you have to be relatively knowledgeable with computers, and not everyone is, which is why pre-builts can be the way to go for a lot of people. If you happen to have a problem with your new HP computer, it sure is convenient to be able to just call up tech support for some help instead of having to spend hours to figure it out yourself. So now let's move on to some of the advantages and disadvantages of building a custom PC. And I'm sure the first one's pretty obvious, it's custom, which means you can put in any components you want into it. For example, if you wanted to prioritize graphics, you could put in a beefier card, and it can also meet any budget you happen to have. And the process of building a computer yourself can also be a lot of fun, especially if you're a hands-on type of person, which I definitely am. Also, by building your own PC, you'd likely get better components than that of what you'd find in a pre-built alternative, which means you could possibly get better temperatures and ultimately a longer lifespan, but that's all subjective to some extent. Now for some of the negative aspects of building your own computer, I mentioned a few of these before, but one of the big ones is that there's no cohesive warranty over the entire system. Instead, you have one warranty for each of your separate components. You also won't be finding any sort of tech support unless you happen to purchase your PC through a boutique builder like Digital Storm or Origin. So overall, if you aren't that tech savvy and are simply in need of a computer that works, I think your best bet is going for a pre-built from a company such as Dell, for example. But if you demand more performance and want an awesome looking PC, but don't want the hassle of building it, and money isn't much of an issue, I would suggest purchasing a PC from a boutique builder like I just mentioned, since there's typically a warranty that covers the entire computer if anything were ever to go wrong. So moving on, if you just want to go all out and don't mind getting your hands dirty and solving any problems that may arise down the road, I think building a PC is your best option. And if you've been wondering, I personally like to build PCs over buying them, since I'm a DIY kind of guy. So lastly, if you still want a great value, yet don't want to take on the project yourself, ncix.com will assemble your entire computer and install your OS for just $50 Canadian, which can be a very good route to go for a lot of people given its affordable price. So that pretty much sums up my comparison of building versus buying a PC. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, feel free to drop me a comment down below on your thoughts and if you would build your next PC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.